Hi, my name is Frank Medina, and today, if you care about your business and your sales online, you have to watch this video. So that's why it's so important for you to pay attention, because the next minutes I'm gonna explain you why I left my Amazon account and my eBay account and start selling in my own website. So it doesn't matter if you are a small business or a big business that sells in Amazon or in eBay. In this moment, this is the best moment you have to make a decision to move out of the big system. And I'll explain you the do's and don'ts and also the pros and cons of being in Amazon and eBay. First of all, Amazon is like the biggest store in the world. So that means you have the opportunity to sell to millions of people that already have their credit card, all the bank information. You're a click away from a sale. So that's why it's so important. For many years, I've been selling on Amazon since maybe like 2010, 2009. I started selling on Amazon, and after that, I started selling on eBay. But little by little, I started noticing some things that I'm gonna tell you. So I want to tell you what were those things, what's going on in this biggest store on the earth, and then you're gonna decide what is best for your company. So just let me unblock this so you can see the full thing. So the problem right now is like it doesn't matter. I'm right now in Shenzhen, China, and this is one of the biggest cities in China to export and import things and goods, electronics to everywhere in the world. So this is so important for you and for me because, for example, I live here. I can see many things that are going on right now in the business. For example, there's this area here in Shenzhen is Huatianbei. And Huatianbei is one of the biggest electronic markets in the world. So that's why it's so important for you to pay attention, because after going to this place like 2 times, I start noticing some things. And the things I noticed last time I was there, it's like the last streets of this huge market. It was just a lot of buildings that are getting old, and there's no a lot of business there anymore. Just the first like two, let's say, squares, they were full of life and people. But after you start going through the next block and the next block, you see a tendency that is less and less people selling stuff on Huatianbei. What's the problem there? So if you are in China, if you are no American, or if you are, I don't know, if you're a Chinese person or somebody that lives in Huatianbei or here in Shenzhen and sells in Huatianbei, you see what I'm talking about. The problem right now is too much competition. Yes, so everyone knows that most of the people making money in this city, like in the States or any part of the world, they're just making money because the internet, the e-commerce. So e-commerce is a huge thing. So, but everything started with malls and shopping malls, and like as we know, like for example, I live in Pennsylvania, in Pittsburgh, and also I was living in San Diego. So many years I saw in Pennsylvania, like in many places of the states, shrink in the market. Yes, because right now more people are selling online than in real life or brick and mortar location. So the problem right now is like there's too much competition. That's why I was started like walking many blocks in Huatianbei, and I noticed that the more you go, it's less and less businesses. Some of the last blocks they have really old businesses, and most of the stores that were closed. I went on Saturday. So the first one, they have a lot of people. They have a lot of people buying stuff. But I noticed something when you go to the first building to the right. That one is just full of LEDs and electronics, and the other one they just sell rolls and rolls of LED lights. So what's the problem? Like in the other building, I saw people selling the same stuff. Like they have these rolls of LED lights, and if you want maybe a yard, 2 yards, whatever you want, maybe a mile of LEDs you can buy it there. But it's just one after another, people selling the same stuff over and over. So that for me is a big problem. Why? Because when people go there, it's just like it's just so many people selling the same stuff, and the only competition that is left in those places is just selling your stuff the cheapest. Actually, there's a lot of Chinese people that they don't like foreigners because everyone go there. They just want the cheapest place, so they hate that. But it's just logic. If you go to a place, there's so much competition. You have to, as a business owner, as a marketer, as an owner of a store, the thing you have to do is just get the cheapest price, so you can, sell it and make a profit. But many and those stores are doing the same. They just go to the factories, they get maybe a little bit of money and then they resell it. So this is something that cannot last. That these kind of businesses, they're not gonna last, and that's why over and over it's happened the same thing. Those shopping malls start shrinking, and then everyone's selling online, and just the biggest on the market they're gonna sell. So that's something that is going on the same in, like in the States. For example, I was in close to Freedom, Pennsylvania, and they just last time I were there, it was a big shopping mall, and it was just closed. They just shut down the shopping mall, so they didn't have any business. Some of my friends and family, they used to have businesses there. They just shut down the business and they moved to other areas. It's because people are not going to shopping malls anymore. The same happened to Kmart and Sears and other locations. They were selling the same stuff, so people just could get the same price online. So what's going on right now in Amazon? Right now in Amazon is the biggest store on earth. And this in the United States overall is the best, but also there's more competition coming. For example, now Alibaba started AliExpress. AliExpress is other way to sell, and it's happening the same model. People from Alibaba, there are factories, there's more resellers, and they get their stuff and resell it online. So it's the same problem. It's like going to the same place, like Huaqianbei, going to a shopping mall, and then you go to Wish.com, that it was started by some of the Google founders or workers. They just started on business. They know how much money people were doing, with Google AdWords, and they noticed that they can start making a lot of money too. So who's making the biggest money in this game? Of course, the house always wins, like in Las Vegas. You go there, you put your money, and you're trying to be or get rich, and that's not gonna happen. Happen the same with Uber. Uber is making the money. No, the people that drive, they just make enough money to make a living. There's no. If you want to make money on Uber, you have to work 8 hours per day. You have to go like at nighttime, and it's the same over and over. So that's why it's so important for you to get out of this system, because just when you go there and you're trying to resell something that somebody else is selling, most of the people, they're a click away to compare the price. Like for example, if you want to buy, let's say you want to buy a backpack, so you see, maybe you have a business, you sell backpacks, maybe you made them here in China or wherever, and you go there, and again, there's thousands of people selling the same stuff, and always the cheapest is taking all the business. Like you can see here, 119 Osprey bucks, $119. If they have a strong brand, of course they're gonna sell more. But if the brand is weak and starting, of course they have to just rely on price and competition. As you can see here, this is the first problem now we have. Like for example, like Amazon used to be just a place where people used to sell books, then become so huge, and now they have so much customers and they have so much money that now Amazon is selling ads. Yes, so imagine you have a um, a company that sells backpacks, you know, and then your price, you wanted to sell it for more, and now it's almost impossible. You see, the biggest prices are like the North Race, because they have a brand, which is other thing we have to talk about maybe other day. That if you have a strong brand, of course, you're gonna sell it for more money because people like your brand. But like for example, Nike and other companies, they can sell for more money because they have a brand. So that's always the same. But if you see, right now these people, like you see here, most of these people they buy here in China, they get super cheap prices. For example, they make these backpacks, for example, like in $5 here in China. They get it shipped to the States and then resell it. So that's the name of the business. So who's gonna win this game? Of course, Amazon and the biggest sellers on Amazon. So the people who have deeper pockets, and also the people that have more money and that can get like cheaper prices, always they're gonna make more money. But the problem, when you compete for price, you start going down and down and down and down until you reach, the bottom. This is because if you're gonna compete on price, you have to come to China, get like the cheapest stuff that is not gonna last, and then you're gonna try to sell that to your customer for the cheapest price. So that's the biggest problem. If you start a company that make backpacks in the States, you can compete on price. So the first one, you have to start, having some branding, people getting to know your brand, start getting things, that people are interested in selling, and then start building a culture around your company, so people start seeing you as different, as a company that they want to make business with you. So that's the first one. So as we can see here, if you notice something here, I was telling you, it's Amazon's choice. So most of these places, like you see, it says sponsored by eBags. So you see, it's a big business. People like to buy backpacks. We need it for school, we need it for traveling, everything. But if you see, all these are sponsored. So everyone that is here is paying per click. Like for example, if I go through this one, of course this they have more margin, so they can sell it for more, so they're gonna make more money. But for example, I'm not even gonna click that one. Let's click in a big one, and you see, it's like Google AdWords. They're in the first, page. Of course, people they're gonna go there. Most of the people they're just gonna click the first one, and then if you are deep, in the search, they're not gonna show your backpacks. So that's why it's impossible to compete in this field. The biggest always gonna win, because they have better marketing, they have deep pockets, and also their marketing budget allows them to, resell. They allow them to pay ads. They allow them to pay a marketing team, a company that is doing all these things, take pictures professionally. So this is a huge thing, to overcome. The challenge is huge, but still every day there's companies starting and closing. But right now in Amazon it's almost impossible. But even if you are selling like a backpack, just notice what's gonna happen. Let's say that this is your company, okay? So they start checking and they say, no, that's too expensive. And they say, no, I don't really like the design. And you go here and you like this one, and you say, it's Prime, so I'm gonna get it for free. Let's check it out, okay? So your brand is a click away from the other one. That's the same problem that people that advertise maybe right now in the yellow pages. Those yellow pages that nobody reads anymore. But once upon a time it was the only way to advertise with business, and also the radio and the television. But the cheapest one was the yellow pages. So this is the problem that you have to face. There's somebody that always gonna have a better design, a better prices, and better quality. So you see, this competition is almost impossible for a small business. So you see, that's why I don't sell anything anymore on Amazon. This is too hard, it's too expensive, there's too much competition, and then somebody else gonna take your customers. So you see, this company that I give the first click, they have this design that maybe I was interested. They pay maybe $1 or $2 for every click I give. So this dollar cost them $2. Okay, let's say $1, $2 per click. So then once I was scrolling down, it wasn't like an exclusive store. Of course, was inside of the ecosystem. So that means when I went down, I saw something better and I went away. So who's gonna win again? The house always wins. So that's the problem with Amazon. Not a problem for them, because Jeff Bezos is the richest man on earth right now. So this system is just, you see, they're selling now these spaces. Where also you can remember, I have to buy my insurance. Let's go. So see, you even leave the ecosystem because there's too much distraction when you are buying. So you see, you click and click and click and start going away. And the first choice that you were doing, then you're not gonna buy it. So you see, and then once maybe you're the owner of this store, and then you say, no, I don't like that color. It's something more alive. Look at this, and even has a LED turn signal, and it's cheaper. Let's go there. You see, and then you're going there and there and there, and keep scrolling down and clicking away, and then you completely lose yourself. That's why I don't sell things anymore in Amazon. There's some stores that keep selling and it's good for them, but eventually they're just gonna stop advertising there. Why? Because it's impossible just to have a store where you have thousands of people selling the same stuff cheaper. It's like going to a shopping mall. You have a lot of competition. You go to maybe the food court and you see hamburgers, you see pizza, you see Chinese food, Mexican food, all kinds of food. So even if you are there, maybe somebody is like, I don't like this food, I'm gonna eat this thing. So even though you are there, you pay a rent because they're supposed to bring you customers. That's not always the truth. So the same happens in all these systems. Like for example, AliExpress is a way that sellers from everywhere, not just the United States, they're able to do it. See? Let's see, you are looking for a backpack here. And for men, you're looking for men, and then the same thing happens over and over again. People, they have an ocean of possibilities. And the deeper you go into the ocean, you're gonna find more things that you're gonna like it, and then you're a click away. So these people, they expect, sell their stuff, but the reality is that it's gonna be really hard for them just to advertise there. It's the same as the yellow pages. If you were a big company, like for example, like in Pittsburgh, where I used to live, they have this just one page or 2 pages for the biggest lawyers buffet or lawyers firm in Pittsburgh. They have the insurance, injury lawyers, and whatever lawyers, and they have these 2 pages, huge. Of course, when you open, you're gonna see these people have reputation. They say, we make money just if you make money, don't go anywhere, and then you just call them because it's the first one. But if you just have money for little ad, nobody's gonna go and call you. Nobody's gonna be calling for the smallest ad. So it's the same online. That's why it's so important for you. It doesn't matter where you live in the world. If you sell in this system, you have to get out as soon as possible. What about if you're selling good? For example, I heard some stories of Amazon. Some of the stories is like they notice. Let's go to the first page that we were, so we can keep talk about those things. So first of all, this one has an algorithm, okay, that's supposed to be organic, that where I put first of all the best of the best, but no anymore. Right now the person that's gonna sell more is the one that is paying to Amazon. So you see, besides you pay Amazon for every transaction, if you want to be in the top, you have to pay more money. So that's impossible for a small company, a small business. So if you are a small business, please think in other options. And I'm going to show you one right now that I don't own you, I don't sell, it's just a recommendation. So the best backpack, you see, and they have these recommendations. They tell you to read articles, and of course this article has the purpose of buying one of the things they're selling. So you see, always the algorithm is gonna bring the one that is selling the most. You see, big companies with big pockets. You see the big and everything. It's like pretty much like crocodiles. If you see a documentary from those Nile crocodiles, those huge crocodiles that are, huge. Those are the ones that eat first. It's a lot. If you watch any documentary, you see those big ones that are like maybe 500 pounds, 1,000 pounds. They're so huge. There is no way that a small crocodile can come and try to steal the prey out of their mouths. I watched this documentary when this huge one, maybe it was like 1,000, 1,200 pounds Nile crocodile, it was started eating, and then this small one maybe was like 200 pounds, maybe, yes, like 200, maybe 250 pounds. They start approaching the prey and trying to pull it out of the big guy. These crocodiles, they got in a fight, and the bigger one started like spinning and then broke the jaw of the crocodile. So the other one went away without a jaw. It was just bleeding, and he left the place. Of course, that crocodile was gonna die because a predator without jaws is just dead. So the same happened in Amazon, in eBay, on Wish.com, and everything. Their house always wins, and also the biggest sellers. So we have here, for example, the biggest brands. So you see, it's almost impossible right now if you start a company, a new company, and want to sell things even from China, like everyone else. If you want to buy things on Alibaba and trying to sell them here, is impossible. Don't even try, because you're going to spend a lot of money and you're not going to succeed. And you see, again, the same. As you can see, this one, they also consider heavy duty pack, and here they put it again. So you see, there's a lot of money they're putting, so you buy just only a few options. So you see, and of course, they put the best sellers, but you see, even the best sellers, they're not in the first position. So you see, now Amazon decides who's gonna sell, and they just want sellers that they sell a lot. Pretty much it's the same model as Walmart, because Walmart right now is they have this model that you have to give your for example, if your company is growing and more people want your brand, your product or service, they're just gonna put it there, but they're not gonna pay you when they start selling it. So you see, so it's pretty much they're copying the same model. They just want people that are gonna sell a lot, and they don't care about the small fishes or the small crocodiles. They just want big sellers with big money, so they can make more and more and more money. So that's why it's impossible to keep competing with Amazon. Even if you bring your stuff from China and then trying to sell it. For example, let's see this example I was seeing here. Let's see. I saw this in AliExpress right now. You see the price. Let's look for this, the same backpack. And some of these products are export from China. So that backpack right now is like a bestseller, and it's here because I was just looking at this stuff. Just similar to this one, but it's gonna show that one, and let's see the price. Here is $28, and it's gonna show you the competition always in the bottom. Many other ones. Decíamos, we were talking about that. This is what happens. So you see, you can get the same one, of course, you know, from China. So this is one brand that sells for $29. It's exactly the same backpack, but we have other one that I saw cheaper. It's this one. So you see $27, and here's $28.99. So as you can see, the same backpack. Let's see, what country is this from? Fulfilled by Amazon. Let's see. Add to the cart. No saying where they're like shipping from. Sometimes it's telling you where is the place that these things are selling from. But as you can see, if you are trying, let's say, to buy these backpacks, like let's say this person is selling for $29. If you go to Alibaba, they're selling for $27. So this means maybe this person goes straight to the factory, and maybe he can buy like 1,000 of them because they're bestsellers, and then he's trying to resell it. So of course, if he goes to the factory and says, I want 10,000 backpacks, how much you gonna give me? Give it to me for, and the more you buy, the cheaper you get. So $27, let's say, if they go to the factory, of course, they maybe get maybe $19, maybe $15. So he's able to make more money. So as you can see, there's just a way to compete, but there's no way to compete here in Amazon. Because if you bring those backpacks from China, and then it's gonna be almost impossible. You see, because you're competing is the same stuff. You see, it's the same backpack, and there's no way you can make money, because this company is so huge that of course gonna buy tens of thousands of these backpacks, and then it's gonna sell it for less money. So that's why it's so impossible to do this kind of transactions or selling here online. So what is the solution? Because I don't want to just get you disappointed, because the e-commerce is so huge, but still right now there's just a few people doing millions, while there's small sellers that just making enough to make a living, and some of the people they're just going out of the business. So the same happen, you know, when people start selling on shopping malls, and they just leave the business, and there's no business there anymore. So at this point in these big platforms, just the biggest people make, you know, more money. Also, people, they have their own brand, people have their own products, and people that they have good branding. So what's the solution? So the solution is one that I'm doing right now, and it's Shopify. Maybe you have heard about Shopify, maybe you don't like it, but this is the opportunity that you know that Shopify offers something that is to go out of Amazon. If you already are selling in Amazon, if you're making good money, let's say you're making 10,000, maybe you're maybe $5,000 right now on Amazon or more, is the time to start having your own brand. So what is Shopify so good? Shopify is so good because it lets you build your own store. But more than that, it's a system that is not gonna say Shopify that the name of your store. You can pick your own domain name, so you can have your own brand and start building your own brand. The thing that you can do in Amazon is after somebody's buying from you, sell a coupon saying go to our online store that is like blah blah blah.com, and then we're gonna give you 50% discount in your first purchase. After these people start going to your website, and what are the beauties of selling your own website? Then you don't have any competition. Let me show you examples of stores that are selling right now. So you have the opportunity, for example, to have your own store. There's a lot of stores. You can do the stores whatever you like, you know. But it's gonna be your own store. People are gonna go there and see your stuff. They're not gonna see the competition. You're gonna start building your brand around your own store and your own name. And then you're gonna go out of this business that doesn't make any sense anymore. So that's why if you are doing it right now, just get out, start like going to Shopify and start building your own store. This is so important because you can build your store, build your brand, and start selling for the money you want, or whatever money you want. So you see, you can market your business. I don't know what happened. They have like an error. I was gonna show you my store where I have my own brand, I have my own items, and there's no competition there. I don't have any ads. I don't have any links to any social media. When I send people there, I'm just gonna send it to buy. So this is so important because this is the time where just the big brands, they're gonna keep selling on Amazon, and the small ones, they're gonna start dying. This is so important because if you don't want to die as brand, you have to just get out of this system. Other thing that is going on is this one. For example, in this moment, like even Amazon is selling their own stuff. Like for example, Walmart did the same. You know, there's a lot of Walmart brand that just kicking out people of business. For example, like imagine that like for example, like oatmeal in the States is something that everyone buys for breakfast. So they know that sometimes people just look for the cheapest and they just get out of the store. That's why they start making their own brand, Walmart brand, and then these people, they just make more money and they don't care if they have a competition there because they have so much money. So at this moment, Amazon is doing the same. He's coming to China with big deep pockets, buying thousands and millions of pieces and selling it so cheap that they can kick you out of business. It's been a lot of rumors that I heard about people. They have a good business. They were selling this stuff that was made in China, and then some of people that they saw that was selling so good, they went to China. They get like million pieces. They get it so cheap that they kick out everyone from business. So that's what you are like exposed when you're selling on Amazon. You're exposed for a lot of brands, better marketers, people that are paying thousands of dollars, sometimes hundreds of thousands, to employees that are brilliant. They are super smart copywriters, that they can make ads, that they can take professional photographers, professional like there's these traits that they have engineers, they have photographers, they have marketers, they have people that are analyzing every single purchase. They have professional people that you don't have. So if you have a small brand, if you have a small company, it's the time to move to Shopify. Other option that you can have is also WordPress. You start a WordPress because Shopify is just $29 per month, super cheap. Also, like for example, if you want to do an WordPress, I'm really good at WordPress, and I still have a store. Is this one, the iPhone repair? I just did store and in WordPress, and then you have to buy the it's like $9, the plugin for e-commerce, and then you start selling the things here. There's other company, the name is Ecommerce. You know, WooCommerce is the one I'm using right now here, and I'm gonna switch to Shopify because it's better in many ways, and it's just $9. So at this moment I have these products that I sell here that eventually they're gonna be just part of a store and Shopify. But as you can see, like WooCommerce give you these options to have your own things. You can put pictures here, and you have a buy product, and you can investigate more in WooCommerce. So this is an online website or service. This is a plugin that was when I bought this. So for having a WordPress store, you have to have a domain name. First of all, you have to have a hosting service. I use GoDaddy, and I use for hosting I use HostGator, and also I did my own website. I just have to buy the theme. I bought it on Theme Forest or Photodoom. It's a website. Just buy it for $65, and I install it to WordPress. So whatever you have to do, if you have to do Shopify, if you have to do WooCommerce, or if you do it in WordPress, do it now, because eventually your business is going to be eaten by the big brands. All this competition, you don't have to face it. For example, here it's my store. I sell things here. I don't have any competition. I just can sell like ads paying to my website. People will come here and buy my stuff, and I don't have to be doing any kind of competition. My competition is just with myself to sell more every day, and I don't have to be comparing myself with other stores. Also, I can build up my brand and start selling more. So I hope this video will help you to make a good decision. Doesn't matter if you are on AliExpress or Alibaba or Wish.com or eBay or Amazon, or maybe you're in a Latin country where people sell in this platform that belongs to eBay, that the name is Mercado Libre. So this is just a short video. If you speak Spanish, I have my other YouTube channels in Spanish. If you speak Spanish and it's easier for you to understand Spanish, I have that one option for you. So I'm gonna leave it in below this video. So thank you very much for paying attention to me and giving me a little bit of your time. This is Frank Medina. I'm here in Shenzhen, China. See you in the next video.